Another central figure with ties to this network of extremist groups was Roger Stone, a political consultant and longtime confidant of President Trump. Stone communicated with both the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers regularly. The committee obtained encrypted content from a group chat called Friends of Stone, FOS, which included Stone, Rhodes, Tario, and Ali Alexander. The chat focused on various pro-Trump events in November and December of 2020, as well as January 6th.
ABC News has obtained video from the day of the siege showing Roger Stone, a confidant of former President Donald Trump, flanked by men wearing insignias of a militia group.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And encrypted messages between Trump and the Oath Keepers? Of course there was. Donald Trump pulled every card he had to try to stay in power, and most of those cards were illegal, dangerous, and violent.
Encrypted chats obtained by the Select Committee showed that Kelly Meggs, the indicted leader of the Florida Oath Keepers, spoke directly with Roger Stone about security on January 5th and 6th. In fact, on January 6th, Stone was guarded by two Oath Keepers who have since been criminally indicted for seditious conspiracy. One of them later pleaded guilty, and according to the Department of Justice, admitted that the Oath Keepers were ready to use, quote, lethal force if necessary against anyone who tried to remove President Trump from the White House, including the National Guard.
The January 6th committee revealed that encrypted private messages were exchanged between Trump advisor Roger Stone and the leader of the Florida Oath Keepers, and the topic was security on January 5th and the 6th.
Stone's ties to the Proud Boys go back many years. He's even taken their so-called fraternity creed required for the first level of initiation to the group.
In fact, on January the 6th, Stone was guarded by Oath Keepers who have since been indicted for seditious conspiracy. Connect the dots, folks. It doesn't take Einstein to crack this equation. Donald Trump knew violence was going down. He helped plan it. He directed it and did everything that he could to cling to power no matter what the consequences. There's a name for that, seditious conspiracy, and it carries up to 20 years in federal prison. If any person without the backing of a billion-dollar political propaganda industry had done what Donald Trump did on January the 6th, they'd be serving the max sentence as we speak. We can't have people absolving themselves of crimes just because they get on a political talk show and proclaim their own innocence. But that's exactly where the Republican Party and their supporters have gone, and it's pure insanity. We are supposed to be the country of law and logic because it separates fact from fiction. Justice is determined on rational, objective grounds. It is blind to subjective ideals and personalities. But obviously, Trump supporters are not capable of understanding such distinctions. They have only one authority in their lives: their great orange overlord. His words are their commands. It is so sad to see America put through this. Corruption could not be more obvious than what Donald Trump has displayed, and the linkage between his treasonous actions and the violent coup attempt on January 6th could not be more evident. The January 6th committee has done a fantastic job of highlighting much of the inner workings of Trump's criminal regime, despite his best efforts to hide it. Just take the encrypted calls between Stone and the Oath Keepers. If this was such an innocent, everyday chat, then why not release the audio? Why not testify before the committee? Did you notice in Tuesday's hearings when they played the short clip of Michael Flynn being asked a question, he responded with the fifth? His response was so fast and casual, like he said it 1,000 times. And oh yeah, that's because he has. All of Trump's treason caucus is hiding every stitch of evidence they can and evading all responsibility like they always do. A 5-year-old child can see that Trump is the one to blame and the crime is treason. The only problem is 5-year-old kids have the advantage over Republican supporters because their minds have not been polluted by political idols. If we don't want this type of criminal corruption to become the norm, then Donald Trump must be convicted. But that's not all that's at stake here. Justice itself is facing the question, can certain people be above the law? This is America, a country where the answer to that question must be unequivocally no. Our country was founded on that principle, built on that ideal, that no person is above the law. No political party should ever be able to con people out of the fundamental principle, and that's an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.